What's up guys, I'm Undertaker, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to increase how much money you make from mining in the Dwarven Mines. Of course, you do not make very much money when you're mining in the Dwarven Mines. I only make about 2.5 million coins an hour, and I got this number from one of my recent videos where I tested how much money I make in 1 hour, a second time, with some updated items, and only 2.5 million coins an hour. That's still not very much, considering I have all this mining gear. My necrotic sorrow armor, my fleet titanium drill, of course it's the first titanium drill, and I'm working on leveling it up, but with all that gear, I'm only making about 2.5 million coins an hour. And actually, since that video, for some reason, the price of Mithril also cut in half again. I know why. I think it was because coal is elected, and now there's not as much demand for Mithril as there was, and now people are mining Mithril a lot, and that's flooding the entire bazaar. But anyway, how to increase the amount of money you make when you're mining in Hypixel Skyblock. In a regular hour for you in the Dwarven Mines, you're not just sitting there mining in one spot, you're doing commissions. And the best thing for you to do is move around quicker, from commission area to complete those commissions faster, and then mine more within an hour. And the most important thing for this, besides your actual walking speed, will be your aspect of the end. It may seem obvious to some, but the aspect of the end teleports you. You can teleport around. And this is pretty important, because say I want to go to the Royal Mines, I can just teleport over there with my aspect of the end pretty much instantly. There we go, now I'm at the Royal Mines, and it would have taken me much longer to get here if I wasn't using the aspect of the end. And not all of us can spam our aspect of the end. I have 1,323 mana, and that is partially because I am enchanting 60, and mostly because of the reforge on my armor. I have necrotic on my sorrow armor, and necrotic gives you intelligence. I have a total of 800 extra intelligence from my sorrow set. We can't all afford necrotic, so I'd recommend you get wise on your mining armor, whether that's goblin or glaciite. But of course, because goblin takes your intelligence and converts it into mining speed, you're not really going to have very much intelligence while wearing it. As you can see, I have 100 base intelligence. It still says 1,323 intelligence out of 100 because I was wearing a set that gave me that much intelligence. And goblin armor is better than glaciite unless your mining level is super high. But then again, getting from commission area to commission area is very important. So maybe wearing a full set of glaciite will be beneficial to you because you can move around quicker. So maybe wearing an entire set of glaciite may be beneficial to you. It would be interesting if I conduct a test with this in mind, because it is not just your mining speed that's important, it's also the rate at which you're doing commissions, and commissions are obviously important because your commission milestones, your extra heart of the mountain experience, the mining experience you get, and the extra mithril powder. So I'm not really sure what to recommend on this point versus goblin and glaciite. Goblin does give you more mining speed if you're a lower mining level. And of course, sorrow is the best mining set, but glaciite isn't too far behind, and goblin is only better if you're a low mining level. But then again, as I've said, moving around from place to place doing your commissions is obviously very important too, so the more mana you have, the better as well. And a powder gas just spawned in, and as you can see, because of my intelligence, I was able to aspect to the end all the way out of there, and I'm able to use my tarantula boots to kill the powder ghast without running out of mana, and that is very important. The more mana you have, the better. And if I didn't have all this mana, I couldn't use my tarantula boots to kill the powder ghast, or aspect to the end all the way over there and get there first. So mana is very important in all aspects. And speaking of powder ghast, I always recommend you kill powder ghasts if you can get more than just a couple hits. Powder ghasts do give a significant amount of powder if you can actually hit the ghast. If you can't, if you don't have enough mana to get up there, if you're only going to get like 5 powder from it, it's not really worth your time. Just continue on what you're doing. You have to think about it. Is it worth your time? Is it efficient for you? If it's not, then don't do it. This also ties in how to make more money an hour, because you have to be efficient. Don't kill a powder ghast if you can only hit it like 2 times. Of course, if you have a powder ghast commission, always do that. But then again, I've completed 1,354 commissions, and I've gotten the hit a powder ghast 5 times commission like basically twice. I can't really remember getting it in the last week. So maybe they removed it, maybe they made it so rare because people can't hit powder ghasts. People were stuck on it. That's my guess. Who knows? But if you have the commission, of course, go kill the powder ghast. And now we can look at what's in my inventory. I have a hurricane bow for killing powder ghasts. The hurricane bow is in theory the best bow for you to kill powder ghasts with, if you can use your tarantula boots and get up right next to it and make every single shot with your hurricane bow. The hurricane bow will shoot 5 arrows if it's maxed out, but those arrows do not have aiming on them. That is why we use the Runon's bow. The Runon's bow shoots 3 arrows, but all of those arrows are affected by the aiming enchantment, so they all seek the target. So in other words, if you can't get right up next to it every single hit, you want to use a Runon's bow to kill powder ghast. And of course, I am using my fleet titanium drill. You do want to use that mithril drill right when you get Heart of the Mountain level 3, but I would not recommend upgrading it. I'd recommend just getting that titanium drill right after your first tier of mithril drill. And the way my inventory works, basically, my pickaxe slot, my weapon slot, aspect to the end, a bow, the royal pigeon. Of course, that is very important because once you get that at 500 commissions completed, it's like a Maddox bat phone, but for mining. I have a video about it. It's entertaining. Go watch it if you want. And of course, I have a Jerry Sheen gun and a frozen scythe. And I use these for killing glacites and goblins if other people are there. There's none here right now, but you may be familiar with the creepers. Those charged creepers that are seemingly there for no reason, that sometimes they're here where the icewalkers are, and you cannot use your bow. Why? Well, the aiming enchantment, the enchantment that has the arrows seek their target, those creepers mess it up. The arrow will seek those creepers that cannot be killed, and you will not be able to hit your glacites. I prefer using a bow if I'm alone, but using a Jerry Sheen gun and frozen scythe, a very good way to steal the glacites from people. Just going like this, waiting for them to spawn in, and they're literally all dead. If I would have been covering it better, I could have killed that ice walker as well. Oh, speaking of creepers, so this is what they look like, and they are pretty annoying to hang out here sometimes. And the frozen scythe seeks the target very well. It's very quick, you just right click, and the frozen scythe shoots a bolt. And the frozen scythe is also very good when you're trying to steal ice walkers from people. Now allow me to rephrase that. When I say stealing ice walkers from people, it's different than stealing titanium. When you're mining titanium, you spawn that titanium in. It is in fact your titanium. You have some right to it. And people shouldn't just go up there and start mining it without asking you. Ice walkers are a mob. This is a place of competition. When there's 2 people here, there's a limited amount of ice walkers. And you're trying to kill as many as possible. You're trying to kill more than the other person that's there so you can get your commission done quicker. It's not stealing ice walkers in that sense. It's just a competition for who can kill the most mobs. You're competing for ice walkers. You're not really stealing ice walkers from people. But using the Jerry gun and the frozen scythe is a pretty good setup I've found. And it's also a pretty good setup for killing goblins. It is also what I use. I will go right here with my Jerry gun, wait for them to spawn in, and the Jerry gun will kill all the goblins that spawn in right there. Then I'll go around with my frozen scythe, click a couple times, and then they'll spawn in right here. I'll kill all of them. I'll go around with my frozen scythe, kill some right here, here. Maybe drop down and kill some over here with the frozen scythe. Maybe do a sweep with the Jerry gun, turn around, and then they'll be respawned in here, and that guy killed them, but then they'll be respawned here. Kill them with a Jerry gun, rinse and repeat. I found that's a pretty good method. But if you cannot afford a Jerry gun and a frozen scythe, I found an explosive bow to work pretty well as well. The explosive bow is in the maxed out gunpowder collection, and I doubt very many people have this unlocked, so it may just be better to buy it on the auction house or have someone you know craft it for you. And what does the explosive bow do? Well, it explodes, man. You shoot your arrow, and it explodes all the goblins. And the arrow also works with the aiming enchantment. So you can just go around here, shoot a couple times, literally all the goblins are dead. It's not 100%, it does work, and it splash damages the goblins. So it is a pretty good way for killing goblins. And of course, the explosive bow is not a bow you're going to want to use when killing powder ghasts or glacites in my opinion. So it's just a bow reserved for killing goblins only, and it'll make you more efficient, able to do more commissions in an hour, and in effect, make more money in an hour of mining. If this video has helped you so far, make sure you go down there and hit that like button and subscribe. I upload every single day, actually good videos every single day. But don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of when I upload. And now on with the video. And another thing I'd also recommend, keep a couple backpacks in your inventory. They don't have to be jumbo backpacks, maybe large backpacks, maybe even medium backpacks. But as you can see, this backpack is reserved for runes. And of course, runes are useless. They clutter up your inventory. And I keep runes in this backpack because, well, they stack, easily accessible. Since you're not putting them everywhere, they don't clutter up anything. They're in a nice line right here, and when you want to dispose of them, or if you want to use them in hub to level up your rune crafting experience, you can do that. And when I say level up your rune crafting experience, you may not know, but over here where the blacksmith lives, you can go over here to this NPC, which is completely useless. You go right here to this thing. You right click it, and you can combine runes right here, and you'll get rune crafting experience. So if you want to max out your rune crafting experience, you can do that with the runes you get and the runes you save in the Dwarven Mines. And you're probably thinking, why on earth am I mentioning putting runes in a backpack? Well, declutter of the inventory, a space to put this, instead of cluttering up your inventory, instead of dropping on the ground, just easily right click, it's in there. Also saves you time, even the couple seconds, still makes you more efficient, still makes you quicker. And because you're not putting them in random chests of your island, or random places in your ender chest, random backpacks, they're all in one spot. In the long run, it also saves you more time because they're organized, they're in one spot, you know where they are, and you don't have to go in 50 different chests to get rid of them. They're right here. And I also keep a backpack with the goblin and glaciite armor I get in the Dwarven Mines. You may not have this problem as much because I have a lot of magic find, but if you do, you get a lot of glaciite armor, you don't really know where to put it, simply put it in one of your backpacks and it'll do you just fine. It also saves you time. And by the way, this is most of the goblin and glaciite armor I've ever gotten. I've given some to people, I have some elsewhere. About 5 jumbo backpacks worth total, which is a decent amount. And now another thing, sacks. A sack will keep the mithril you get in it automatically, and the titanium. And I do have just a couple mining sacks. And how do you get the mining sacks? Mining sacks are in the coal collection. The small mining sack is unlocked at coal 5, 2.5k coal collection, and it is crafted with enchanted leather and some enchanted coal around it, but it only holds 640 items, so it's not really very useful. The medium mining sack is unlocked at 10k coal collection, and the large mining sack is unlocked at 50k coal collection. It is crafted with a stack of enchanted coal and the medium mining sack, and now these sacks are not really very expensive. It's like 80,000 per mining sack, and it's very useful. Maybe get like 4 of them. You may have to find a friend to craft it for you, and if you don't have any friends, well, that's too bad. Well, that's a joke right there, but you actually need to have somebody craft it for you because you can't buy them on the auction house. Sacks cannot be auctioned on the auction house, so you cannot get them from there. And the sack ties into something very important. Let's go to the forger. Typing /warp mines, that's a command that you unlock if you have the Dwarven Mine travel scroll. And at the forger, you can utilize probably the most important thing. Going to the forger menu right now, I can click on my slot, and as you can see right here, refined mithril and refined titanium. And what do I do with the refined mithril and refined titanium? Well, you can take the titanium and the mithril you get from within your sacks and refine it at the forger to get free money. And what do I mean by free money? Well, refining the titanium and the mithril increases the value of the titanium and mithril, therefore increasing the amount of money you make per hour. So if you utilize your forger slots when you're mining, when you go to bed, create a refined mithril, create a refined titanium at the forger, you get it when you get online, sell it to the bazaar, and bang, you've made more money in that hour of farming overall. And then now you're saying, why don't you just use the personal compactor instead of using the sacks? Well, mining for so long, the mithril will clutter up your inventory, and then having it go straight into the sacks, and then claiming it out of the sack when you're ready to forge it at the forger is just a much better system in my opinion. Taking out my strange personal compactor 7000, and as you can see, I have enchanted titanium and enchanted mithril in my personal compactor, so I can claim the enchanted mithril and titanium out of my sacks right now, and then forge it at the forger. Clicking on one mining sack when you have several, it just combines all of them together. So in this menu is the storage space for all of my sacks. And I have 161,000 mithril. My sacks are actually all completely full, and I can claim all this right now and then forge it at the forger. And I can go to the forger right now, and of course, go to the refine ore section, click on refined mithril, and as you can see, it takes 160 enchanted mithril to create a refined mithril. Confirming that right now, and as you can see, it's taking me 5 hours and 2 minutes to craft. That's because I have the quick forge ability. As you can see, the quick forge ability decreases the time it takes to forge at the forger. Mine is level 12 out of 20, and I'm getting 16% decreased time. So if you increase this even more, you can in effect get more money per hour when you're mining, because you can then create more refined mithril and more refined titanium. But you might find this isn't necessary because you're maybe not mining as much as this. Maybe your forger slots are always open. Maybe you're not getting as much mithril. You'll just have to see for yourself. I can go back into my sack of sacks, back into my mining sack, and click on that titanium. I have 11,500 titanium, and I can claim all that right now. And there you go, over a stack of enchanted titanium. That is quite a lot. So I can go into the forger, 10 hours and 4 minutes. My titanium will be refined, and I'll have made extra money in 1 hour of mining. Of course, this is just a simple way to increase how much money you make an hour, a no-brainer, and all these tips in this video, how to make yourself more efficient, and in effect, make more money because you're doing more commissions, you're mining more, you're being more efficient, and you're making more money because of it. And as of this video, I've done 1,372 commissions in Hypixel Skyblock, and that is quite a lot of commissions. So I may know a thing or two about mining because I've experienced all these things for myself, and I figured out my own tactics, my own methods of how to be efficient. But if this video did help you, of course make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I upload every single day, daily uploads on Hypixel Skyblock and sometimes other things. Comment any questions you may have, but until tomorrow, I'm Undertaker. Have a great day. Goodbye.